Hey guys, welcome to the podcast that's all Nintendo all the time. I'm the Dean of Games, the Dean Slater if you're on Twitter or Twitch, and joining me is LMJ the Hitman Landen.
What up? What's going on?
Not a whole lot. One big thing is we also have someone new with us. Welcome, Gavin.
What's up?
welcome, man.
So, we all did this thing when we started the podcast, and I'll do it with you too. I think it's important for the audience to know what our quote expertise is in the on the subject we're covering. So you can answer any of these questions. You can answer all of these questions, but what's your favorite IP? What's your game of the year from last year? And what is your gaming experience in general? Like first gaming console, that kind of thing.
Don't really know much about IPs. Favorite game of the year from last year? Ooh. I'm trying to remember what games came out last year and what came out the year before.
Yeah, it's almost a whole another year now.
Yeah, I'm about to say like it's a blur.
What did we get last year?
I know.
What was some of the bigger games that came out last year?
I'm pretty easy in the PlayStation had Deathloop and Returnal and Ratchet and Clank. As far as exclusives, what else came out last year? Far Cry 6 came out last year.
I just finished playing Landen's Game of the Year last year, with, and you saw me stream it a little bit, and that is Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, last year wasn't the greatest year for gaming, but there were still some good games there. Like Guardians of the Galaxy is a good game, but it ain't. It's not near anywhere my favorite.
I can't really think of can't really think of anything from last year that'd be my game of the year since I've been playing the same games for the past 2 years. But
hey, nothing wrong with that. I'm playing it. I'm now. We talk about the games we've been playing on the post show, but I've started playing a Game Boy Color game. So there's nothing wrong with playing old games.
And as a gaming experience, from when the GameCube came out till about maybe a couple years after PS3 came out, then I got a PS3.
Okay. Yeah, the GameCube was pretty dope. I enjoyed the GameCube.
You have a favorite game of all time? I think I lost you, man. I can't hear you.
I can't hear him either, so yeah.
Hello?
There he is. What's up?
I guess my headset did something stupid, but let me just look through what I have real quick.
All good.
I'll say story-wise, my favorite game ever had to be Beyond Two Souls. That's story-wise, though. Favorite game in general, though, like, lately I've been on a 7 Days to Die kick, and I really like that game. So,
I've been hearing a lot of people talk about that recently, actually. Played that a while ago. That's not a bad game. I've heard it's gone through a lot of improvements.
Yeah. So this is Extra, your weekly gaming news podcast covering the news leading up to Sunday, July 17th, 2022. And if you like us, you can go to patreon.com/thebriefingroom. Let's get to some news, guys. So it is an end of an era for this podcast. We've talked a lot, some would say ad nauseum, about Bayonetta 3 and it being done and them just waiting for the right time to release it. Well, with a new trailer and a mini vid that we'll get to in a little bit, there is now a release date for Bayonetta 3. It is October 28th.
Yay! I'm so excited.
Yeah, it'll probably be my first Bayonetta if I end up playing it. I'm planning on playing it, but I also am 3 games behind on games I've been planning on playing anyway because the economy sucks and I don't have enough money to buy games. But in addition to Bayonetta, they showed off that there's a new character, Viola, that looks playable. I mentioned there's a mini vid. That mini vid is to show off Naive Angel mode, which was added to censor nudity. Because for those of you who don't know, Bayonetta's outfits are made out of her own hair. And when she performs strong attacks, her hair unravels, leaving her mostly nude. She does have her important parts still somewhat covered up by her hair. But this mode prevents this, although typically she doesn't wear very much to begin with. So it is what it is.
I watched the trailer to this where it shows where she has more hair covering herself up. What I understand is like if someone's buying the game and then turning that on, like I just don't see why they went out of their way to make that mode. But I mean, if it works for somebody and helps them out, they're trying to play that game in front of their kids. More power to the developers, I guess.
I remember one of the ones, it just shows her, and she's got like this outfit on. She still has her clothes, but the outfit she's wearing has like a little loop that covers up her nipple and some of her boobs. And then you turn on the mode, and she's basically just wearing a bikini. Like, it's not that significant. But yeah, I guess if you're playing it and you have like you said, if you have kids, or if you're playing it and your grandparents or parents are over and you're like, oh, I don't want them to know I'm a big pervert, then yeah, I guess. Yeah.
They felt the need to spend the developer time on it, then they felt the need. Let them do what they do. Platinum's weird, man.
Platinum is weird. So, we can talk about our excitement for Bayonetta 3 and stuff here in a moment. I have a question for you, Landen.
Yeah, what you got?
So, Bayonetta's always been very well received anyway. If Bayonetta 3 is the best Bayonetta they ever have released, everyone's talking about God of War being possibly the Elden Ring killer. Do you think if this is the best Bayonetta, do you think it has a shot to be a Elden Ring killer?
No. Platinum. No. No. I think Platinum makes some phenomenal games. I don't think they have a Game of the Year contender. I don't think, or have ever put out a Game of the Year contender kind of game. Like, they have good games, but what do you like? What did you say? No. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I actually have some thoughts about the quote unquote God of War being the Elden Ring killer thing.
Oh yeah? What you got?
I think it's a full-on possibility because like the current God of War games, are all about Norse mythology and Norse paganism and such. And I did, I was doing research into Norse paganism earlier because I'm Norse pagan, and evidently more people are growing up pagan nowadays than people are growing up Christian nowadays.
Well, that's dope.
Yeah.
So if anything, that'll appeal to at least a wider audience than it would have, say, 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Just by the sheer fact of Norse mythology and such.
I have faith. I do think that this God of War game will be a phenomenal game. I'm just no doubt, at least for the bare minimum, I will get my money's worth. But it being Game of the Year, I think I still have it in them. But you're talking about Elden Ring owning the entire internet since release till like even right now. It's just all over the internet. People that I know that only play basketball and Call of Duty games have not put down Elden Ring, and it blows my mind. Every time I go see buddies that do not play games like that, they're watching some YouTube video about Elden Ring. It's huge. It's like potentially Minecraft huge, depending on what they do with that title. But I do I do think it's going to be tough for God of War to do that. But what it has on its side is a narrative and a story and a campaign that Elden Ring did not have. So you're right. I do think that they could potentially pull it off, but it's only 10 days for people to buy that game and beat it and be like, well, goddamn, they fucking did it. Which I think they can. I do think they can do that.
Yeah, I think they can if they do it the right way. But on the same note as there are people who don't even play games like that playing Elden Ring. Like me personally, I could not get into playing Elden Ring. I just couldn't do it. But I do really enjoy watching other people play it. Like, as I find the game interesting, I just can't bring myself to play it myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've tried.
Sure. I got a lot of history with those games, so it just kind of came second nature by the time that game came out.
Right.
I will say an unpopular opinion, might lose fans over this one. I think Bloodborne is a better game, but that's just preference.
Oh, 100%.
Bloodborne is phenomenal.
I feel the same way. I just like the theme of Bloodborne way better.
Exactly. The theme, that steampunk. Yeah, that was good, dude. It's such a good game.
Really
my bad, Dean. We're going, what?
You're fine. I do have something to add to this conversation, too, because you mentioned they have 10 days. So I don't think God of War is going to beat Elden Ring, because something I realized is they have people way against them. Now, granted, fans don't vote on it. It's the games media that votes on it. But there are Soul Bros mad about God of War because everyone's talking about God of War being the Elden Ring killer. So there's Souls Bros mad at it. And then there's Xbox fans mad at God of War right now, not because it's PlayStation exclusive, but because everyone's talking about it being Game of the Year. It's releasing 1 day after Forza Horizon 5 did last year. And Forza Horizon 5 didn't get any awards because of how late it released, even though it released in that time window where they could be reviewed for Game Awards.
Really?
Yeah, so everyone talking about how it could get Game of the Year has Xbox fans mad because they had a potential Game of the Year last year and it didn't get any awards because of how late it released. So
here, Elden Ring may end up being Game of the Year, but in my heart, God of War will always be Game of the Year.
Yeah. No, I mean, we can have our own votes on Game of the Year, but yeah.
I mean, I think it's still a possibility. Like the main one that's going to be televised, Jeff Keighley's little what is it called? Is it just called the Game Awards, right?
The Game Awards, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I think the Game Awards Game of the Year will be Elden Ring, but I think you'll see a lot of other news outlets, video game news outlets, potentially giving God of War, depending on if it is what we're saying is going to be. I still think there's a chance for other news outlets to give it Game of the Year.
Especially since God of War is such a long-running franchise at this point. Whereas Elden Ring, it's just another Souls game. It doesn't have anything added to this. There isn't an Elden Rings 2 or anything like that, but there's there's 4 different.
Yeah, there's a lot of weight that God of War carries.
Yeah.
And the narrative and and their storytelling has been top notch. If they could just bring me the exact same experience from God of War 1, I am a happy camper. If they do more than that, then that's awesome.
Hey, Elden Ring may be the god of gaming right now, but Kratos is a god killer. So.
Yeah, buddy.
So,
but Bayonetta 3, I don't see it. I just don't think Platinum is. They're a unique company that makes unique games, but I don't think Bayonetta 3 will even be nominated. I think Forbidden West will be up there. I don't think Forbidden West wins it this year. For a fact, it doesn't. But I think it will be nominated.
Mm-hmm. Are you excited about Bayonetta 3, Gavin?
I have never played a Bayonetta game, but it is one that I'm interested in playing. I'm getting a random call. Hold on. Disconnect that.
You're very Devil May Cry-like.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's how I'd describe it. It's Devil May Cry, but with a woman.
Yeah, that's fair. That's 100% fair. Where is the Kool-Aid?
They But yeah, no, I'm excited for it. I've been interested in getting into the Bayonetta games, but the first Bayonetta was on original Xbox. I'm not gonna dig around used game stores to try to find it. And then Bayonetta 2 is a Wii U exclusive, and it's like, yeah, I'm not buying a Wii U in general, not even for my favorite franchise. Why would I buy a Wii U for Bayonetta 2?
You know what I'm really hoping is nominated?
What's that?
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, because I absolutely loved that game.
Yeah, that's a pretty good game.
I did hear a lot of good things about it. I mean, this year really hasn't had too much, so you're right. There's a good chance it could be nominated. Like this year's been like, there's been like obviously like waves with Elden Ring, Forbidden West in its own way, like Kirby, like those things I think will get nominated. Well, you get
I think
like five.
I think this year's been pretty decent when it comes to gaming.
Yeah, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's very
compared to the last couple of years, like it's been pretty good.
Yeah. Next year, though, man, next year's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We might even end up with a Halo Battle Royale.
Yeah, they gotta fix some other issues first. I saw a video. We were talking a few weeks ago about Melee still being an issue, or like there's a disconnect between the server and the client or whatever, and so Melee I think is a thing. I just saw a clip, and it's a dude, and he's shooting at a guy. He sees a warthog make a jump, and he just turns. He's probably 15, 20 feet away from the warthog. He melees it. The warthog goes flying backwards into a beam cannon and blows up.
Oh, damn.
He was nowhere near the warthog, and he just melees the warthog through the air.
Saitama over here, dog.
What the heck?
So anyway, let's get on to a very important story for a lot of people. Nintendo officially recognizes gay marriage. This is through an update from their corporate social responsibilities initiative. Same-sex partners will enjoy the same benefits as straight couples, and common law marriages will be observed. Now, you may think this is weird. That seems kind of obvious. Well, keep in mind, Nintendo is a Japanese company, and gay marriage is not recognized in Japan. And in fact, in June 20th of this year, Japanese courts ruled that same-sex marriages were unconstitutional.
And you get with the times, dog.
Oh, yeah. That's not the only... They have several problematic rules in their country that should be unconstitutional, like the age of consent in Japan is 13. That's crazy. That needs to go up.
Yeah, Japan's got a real bad problem with tradition.
Yeah, and then transsexuals need to be surgically sterilized before they can be recognized as their new gender.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's unique. I've never heard that one. That one's nuts.
Yeah, they're problematic, Japan. I enjoy the things that come out of Japan, but that's not to say that they're perfect in any shape or way.
Love their cuisine, love their games, but damn.
Yeah. So, I think we can all agree that gay marriage is cool.
Yeah. But stuff is rad.
So, moving on, there's a Nintendo buys an animation studio. I just saw this today, and so I had to add it to the doc, which is why I was a little late to the party. So So they are purchasing a company called Dynamo Pictures. It is a CG company. Some of the stuff that they've worked on includes Dragon. I hate the title of this. Dragon Ball Superhero.
What a name!
Such a dumb name. Anyway, we've had long conversations about Dragon Ball, so I'm gonna move on. One Piece, Baron Amatsuri and the Secret Island, which is like, I want to say it's like the 5th or 6th movie, One Piece movie. Resident Evil, Infinite Darkness, and Yuri on Ice are some of the stuff.
I've seen Resident Evil, Infinite Darkness. I've seen that one.
Yeah. So, they are planning on buying 100% of the shares. And they are expected to close October 3rd. Dynamo Pictures will then be renamed to Nintendo Pictures because Nintendo doesn't allow any individuality among its developers. And they will, quote, focus on development of visual content using Nintendo IP, end quote.
Oh, so we're talking like Nintendo video game movies? Like,
yeah, outside of the Nintendo movie that's being made by Illumination with Chris Pratt as Mario.
I'm assuming they're going to see success. I'm assuming they're going to see success with that movie, so they decided to move forward with
and instead of
more.
license out, but try to develop it in house. I'm assuming. But that is, I still am shocked by that whole cast.
That's also a really quick deal. To seal the deal by October is also a pretty good thing. Shows that they're willing to move forward and quick.
For sure.
And I will be interested to know what's the first thing they'll try to do.
Let's see. What outside of Mario, what would be their second? I would assume Zelda, right?
Oh man, that sounds so sketchy, dude. That sounds like it's either going to be awesome and everybody's going to love it, or it's going to be just garbage and everybody's going to pretend that it doesn't even exist.
Who's that one actor that you were telling me was going to be in the Mario movie that I got confused with a different actor because they had the same last name?
I don't know what you're talking about. It was I have to look up the cast. I can't remember the name. But yeah, Charlie Day, yeah.
Yeah, I got confused. I got Felicity or Felicia Day with Charlie Day.
So, yeah, Charlie Day's Luigi, which is a weird.
I think this movie's going to be phenomenal. I don't know how you feel about Chris Pratt being Mario, but everybody else, and Jack Black's in it. Yeah, I'm up. I'm up for it. I'll be watching.
I could see Jack Black being more Mario than Chris Pratt. Like, come on.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
I think Chris Pratt's the only one that's kind of a bad choice there. I'm just not a big fan of him, anyways.
Yeah, I like
Chris
Jack
Pratt
Black.
doesn't do a dark, brooding, gruff Mario. I'll be upset.
Well, you said that it's going to be unlike anything you've seen before, which is even more nerve-wracking that he's coming out and getting ahead and saying that.
This is going to be a super intense, dark, gritty type of Mario is what it's going to be.
That would be a choice. I have a joke in mind, but I legitimately trying to think of something that Nintendo would do next after Mario. Like, I still think they would go, because Mario's their bestseller, I think they would go with their second bestseller, which would be Zelda. But you know what? You know what would be really funny though? They haven't released a new F-Zero game in 20 years. It's been 20 years since the last F-Zero game. They make an F-Zero movie.
No.
Really
no one's asking for that. No one's asking for that.
Really screw over the F-Zero fans.
I could see Star Fox though. I could easily see that.
That would be a good one.
Like, with a Zelda movie, like if they pulled it off like a Lord of the Rings or Hobbit style type movie with Zelda, I'd be all for it. Honestly.
I mean, it could be a series as well.
Yeah, true. That too.
But
Like, I just want a really well done high fantasy Zelda movie. I think that would pop off.
yeah,
I'd be about that. I
Yeah,
would, I would be about that,
enjoy
but I'm
that.
just nervous to like a lot they could ruin.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it took them 20 years to make another Mario game. More than that,
yeah.
25, 27 years since they've had god awful Mario movie.
Listen, it is a very bad Mario movie, but it's one of those bad it's good movies. I found it. We were shopping one time at Walmart, me and my wife, and I go, "Oh my god, the $5 bin has the Super Mario Brothers movie," and she goes, "Oh, I've never seen it." I go, "You have to watch it." So we're watching it, and she's like,
Was
"What
it
the
our
fuck?"
Walmart?
No, it wasn't our Walmart. It was another Walmart, but it was. I think it was the one in Plainfield, honestly. But
Got you. Dogs ourselves. Awesome. Yes.
yeah. And so we were watching it, and she's just like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "It's a cinematic masterpiece."
I know some movies that are like that. They're just so bad. You're like, this is my favorite movie now because it's awful.
They do the jumping because the whole thing is Mario's a platformer. So when they get to the part where they have to jump on the Goombas and stuff, they're like, "How do we make them jump?" Rocket boots. So just have rocket boots.
Wow.
It's fantastic.
I need to find this movie now.
I have it somewhere. I can try to find it for you. It's on DVD though. I don't know if you have a DVD player at all.
I got a PlayStation.
That works. All right. So, how about Nintendo just dropping an unannounced game out of nowhere? They dropped a trailer for a new Kirby game. The with the trailer, there's also a release window of the next couple of months because it said this summer, which fall begins late September. So like you have 2 months to release the game, and you're just now announcing it. It is a multiplayer Kirby where there are 4 Kirbys rolling around, a multitude of levels. There's apparently 4 rounds that you have to play, and they're all food-themed levels. As Kirby, you have to eat the most food to win. They have food copy abilities, which hinder other players. And then this is coming off the heels of Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which is the biggest success Kirby's ever enjoyed. I'm still planning on playing it. I enjoyed the demo. What do you guys think of this Shadow Kirby drop?
Well,
essentially,
It sounds to me like they're trying to pull a Respawn of Apex move where they just announce it like right before it releases. Hopefully
Yeah.
that'll be a success.
oh man, I was impressed as fuck, bro. When Apex just randomly dropped, I was there day one, dude. I was like, what the is
they
this
dropped it.
masterpiece?
They dropped it, then announced it. Like they didn't announce it at all before it dropped. They just dropped it. Like, oh, hey, by the way,
word of mouth went around, and everybody, yeah, what's this? What's this? Yeah, that was a good fucking day. That was a good fucking day.
Maybe that's what they're hoping for, is something similar to that. Like, hey, we're going to release it as close as possible and see if it becomes successful.
I think Nintendo has, they need to start doing more of these. I think having more of these like 4-player themed, co-op online experiences. They could do this with a whole lot of their other IPs, and I think we're probably just seeing the beginning of that with this.
Here's the thing that I don't think a lot of people realize, is that the longer people, like these companies, wait to announce their games, like the closer to the actual deadline they announce these games, the less time people have to get ideas in their head and to get expectations.
Yeah.
And so when they go into these games, like the closer the game is to when you announce it, the less expectations people have, and the more people go in with no expectation whatsoever.
For sure.
And so they can just enjoy the game really for what it is.
They and this is actually, you say that, but this actually has an example of that. Because of the way the levels look, a lot of people have been comparing this to Fall Guys. But there is absolutely no indication. In fact, I think the opposite indication that it's going to be a battle royale. But they're still comparing it. Which the levels do look very much like Fall Guys levels, but it's a different game entirely. It's not It's a 4-player, like essentially Mario Party style thing, rather than battle royale where you're bouncing around. Although
I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
Right. I personally believe that game companies should go about announcing their games like this Kirby game and how Apex did, like, more often, just because of how quickly people get expectations.
Yeah.
Because that's really what ruins a lot of, like, reputation for certain games, because people expect one thing, they immediately shit on it when it doesn't meet their expectation. So if they go in with no expectation, they can just enjoy it for what it is.
For sure. Yeah.
And while I'll say this game is not a battle royale, I will say if Nintendo were to do a battle royale, I think Kirby would be the perfect thing.
That could be crazy. Everybody just eating themselves.
Yeah. You give everybody the suck.
Yeah. Although Kirby, there being 4 Kirbys is bad enough, though, because when you think about it, Kirby is a demigod.
Fair.
A very destructive demigod, and so having 4 of them is bad enough. And now you've got, if you to do a Kirby battle royale, you're talking lore-wise, like 99, destructive demigods running around. That's a yikes. Kirby be crazy story-wise.
Kirby's storyline is crazy. Real crazy.
He's in Super Smash Brothers. It is revealed through their various story modes that Kirby is the strongest fighter. Kirby's the only one that survived the subspace emissary at the beginning. Kirby's the only one that survived the one in Ultimate, where with all the spirits and stuff. In that story, Kirby's the only one that survived.
He's a god.
So yeah, he is literally, in his story, he is the offshoot of a god.
I don't understand why there isn't more, like, Kirby-based religions out there now.
Hey, I'd be down. So, you guys got anything to add about Kirby or Kirby religions or anything?
No, but I still need to play this year's Kirby game. I've heard nothing but phenomenal things about it. I'd like to pick it up.
I feel like having played the demo that they released, I think it'll pass Tunic once I actually play the game. It'll pass Tunic as my game of the year. It's just a matter of
that as well.
Yeah, it's just a matter of having the money, because, like I said, with how much groceries cost and having 3 other people I've got to feed, not a lot of money to go around for games.
Yeah. Like, I feel that. Me and Jake just went to a concert the other day. Those tickets were $231, and I think we both spent like $200 to $300 a piece on merch and drinks because it was sunny and hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's expensive. Everything's expensive right now.
It's crazy. There was a podcast I listened to, and they jokingly are about to put out merch, which is a roll of stickers with the hosts of that podcast doing the Biden point, and it saying, "I did this."
Nice.
I kind of want to grab that roll of stickers. Anyway, let's not talk about any other podcasts. If you liked this podcast, make sure to do all of the things like hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, and hitting the bell on youtube.com/the XofPlays, or giving it a high rating on whatever podcast service you use, so you can find like-minded people. Be sure to tell people about the show. Word of mouth is the best way to help us grow. And I brought it up before, but on patreon.com/thebriefingroom, you can financially support the show and get cool rewards as well. That's all from us. Take care.